All right, let us talk about weather because it is a beautiful day outside. It just feels good.
Yeah, mid-70s. Thank you.
You are welcome. Not quite as exciting as Reggie and Halliburton,
But that's hard to top.
A close
hard
second.
to top for sure.
Close second.
Sunshine and 70, so we'll take you outside live on this Wednesday early evening. A mix of sun and clouds most of today as expected, and a little warmer than yesterday. We're up to 77 Morris Reservoir and Carmel, 76 Brown County, 77 Connersville, and 76 degrees in Indianapolis. Thought these clouds might produce a couple of sprinkles. That's still a possibility, but you can see on live Doppler 13 radar, the steadiest rain is actually out to our west across portions of Missouri and Kansas, and that's really where we expect it to stay over the next several hours. So take advantage. You've got some dry time this evening, mainly cloudy skies. Temperatures will stay in the 70s all the way through 8 o'clock tonight. Overnight temperatures really not that low, expecting mid-50s with more clouds than sunshine out the door tomorrow. Sunrise is at 6:38. We're not expecting any rain early in the day, but some pop-up showers and storms tomorrow afternoon. Highs in the 60s.
All right, thanks so much, Angela. Developing tonight, the Hendricks County prosecutor now is seeking to shield the case records of a man who's charged in a Plainfield crash that killed 2 young children.
So this follows a shooting at the Hendricks County Courthouse this week. Prosecutors say Mark Vaughter, the great-grandfather of the children killed in the crash, was waiting outside the courthouse, apparently hoping to shoot the suspect, Sadani Pettis. That's when police say he pointed a gun at deputies escorting prisoners inside, and a sheriff deputy shot and killed Vaughter.
Now, Pettis had been scheduled to be among those prisoners there. However, in a twist of fate, his hearing was rescheduled.
The prosecutors now moving to hold future pretrial hearings remotely for the safety of Pettis and others. They also want the court to change the dates for pretrial conferences and the trial to dates that the public does not know about. Well, Governor Braun just signed Indiana's new 2-year budget into law. Now, not 24 hours later, the governor's facing a lawsuit over what's in the new budget.
It comes from the ACLU, which filed the lawsuit today. This lawsuit has nothing to do with the spending part of the state budget. 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker is here to tell us what this filing is all about.
Yeah, the lawsuit is over some language added to the budget in the last 24 hours or so of the legislative session, and it involves IU's Board of Trustees. Under the new language, Governor Braun would have the sole responsibility of appointing all 9 members of the Board of Trustees. Before the change, alumni voted to elect 3 of those board members, with the governor appointing the rest.
I'm very proud to say that I'm an alumnus of Indiana University.
So proud that Justin Vassell, who got his PhD in physics at IU, hoped to sit on the Board of Trustees. This past spring, Vassell collected the 200 signatures from alumni he needed to run for one of 3 spots on the board, elected through a vote by alumni.
The alumni have a lot of vested interest in the success of Indiana University, and they ought to have a say in the direction that the university is going in.
That election was supposed to start June 1st and run through June 30th. But Wednesday morning, Vassell says he got an email saying the election was canceled. The announcement comes a day after Governor Braun signed the budget into law. Within that budget, a provision that now calls for the governor to choose all 9 members of IU's Board of Trustees. Wednesday morning, the ACLU of Indiana filed a lawsuit against the governor on behalf of Vassell. The lawsuit calls on a judge to allow the election to proceed, alleging that the new legislation is unconstitutional because it targets only IU, with no mention of the state's other public universities.
Pretty easy to understand. The question is, here you have 5 public universities all allowing for input in trustee selection, and now IU's been cut out of that, and there's no reason to treat IU differently.
And also under the new changes, Governor Braun can remove any member of the Board of Trustees at IU for any reason. An IU spokesperson would not comment on pending litigation, but did confirm that this upcoming election for the Board of Trustees by alumni had been canceled. The governor's office had no comment on the lawsuit, but coming up tonight at 6, we'll tell you what he had to say just last week about these changes. We'll also tell you how IU's new selection process compares to the selection process of Board of Trustees at other universities here in Indiana. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
And Emily will have more on this story and any developments this weekend on our Crossroad Politics show. That's where you catch up on all the political headlines from across the state over the past week. You can watch it on WTHR Plus at 10 o'clock Sunday morning and anytime, free on demand. It's 20 years in the making, but now you really do need a real ID if you want to fly.
How you can still catch a flight without one, though, and the impact the change had at Indianapolis International at 5:30. First at 5, the first day of the conclave ends with black smoke.
We're taking a look at the pattern, which will keep repeating until there is a new pope in place. Plus, we do have some breaking news.
The verdict just in for 3 former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyree Nichols. Next.